So what set of skills did you have as a scientist coming out of uni that enabled you to develop this software and basically start this company, which is pretty much a language model?
So I think that this is a good question. Business building has like two key components to it. In this day and age, you have innovation and then business building. The Mac was an innovation. The electronic keyboard was an innovation. So there's innovation and the skills there, but then there are the skills in business building, which are reasonably consistent. You have your innovation, you have a target market, you deliver to that market, you scale your delivery, whether it's software or hardware. There's a consistent set of business processes that apply to any innovation if you want to grow it as a business. So there's kind of multiple skills across this basket. Now, as a scientist, and it's interesting you mentioned this because one of my colleagues is a former head of operations for wealth management at a major bank. And him and I talk about this, what are these core skills? So it was a bit more straightforward than business.
And then you sold that company?
So I left Genie. So Genie was formed so it was kind of an interesting story. So Genie was formed with me and the co-founder called Latch, who is an absolute legend. And Latch we were at school together. And Latch went to Cambridge and I went to Oxford, and we're still in touch. Latch left Genie first, and then I left Genie, and we kind of sold it into and back to the founders. There were 5 in total. That's another top tip. Never have 5 founders.
Right. Too many ideas?
Too many cooks spoil the broth a bit, I think. And we were all coming out of uni, we were all very competent individuals. And so it was, the leadership framework, there was just, too many ideas really, and lack of direction. And so that worked well. Latch went on to raise 60 million as a solo founder. He has an incredible story. And in cancer, in the cancer company that we mentioned earlier, the therapeutics business that we did in lieu of, we never did in lieu of Genie. We were the first company to do saliva COVID tests.
Was that with the second company?
Yeah, called Halo. And that I did sell, at the end of, and it was after that I foolishly reinvested everything into ChangeBlock.
So what happened to the advice you gave us, never invest into your own?
Well, that's why I gave the advice. Having done it myself, for me, it's, ultimately I think the investors see it as a good thing because it means that I'm very much invested.
And you have confidence?
Absolute confidence. I mean, we're having a very successful time at ChangeBlock. We're bringing on some really, really excellent team members, and there's some big news coming out soon, folks.
Okay, so before we go on to change, when you started and left Genie, and then you started and sold Halo, what lessons did you learn that you have now implemented into ChangeBlock?